There's a rumor going around, spread by John Campea, that Batman 2 will be getting canceled. Now, is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Cue the intro.
Up in the sky! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's a geek.
So before we start talking, right, I want to give y'all the context on what I am talking about. So I'm going to put this clip right here.
Pattinson Batman and the tone of it and what it represented and was simply doesn't have a place in the DCU, I don't think. So I think that is simply not possible. I don't think it's likely that the Batman 2 gets canceled. I just think it's more likely that that gets canceled. Off camera. I'll tell you guys.
I'll
off
say
camera.
it later then.
No, but then you will not say it later.
You tell me, I'll forget.
I will tell you off camera. But let's just say I think it is more likely that the Batman 2 gets canceled. So anyway.
He's not saying that the Batman 2 gets canceled. He's just saying that it's more likely it gets canceled than Robert Pattinson coming into the DCU. So we're still going to have this video. We're still going to talk about it. But I don't want to put words in the man's mouth. So once again, he's not saying that it gets canceled, but he is saying it's more likely to happen than Robert Pattinson coming in, which makes sense. Also, one of the reasons why we're even covering what this dude is saying is because he was right about some stuff with No Way Home and some other stuff. He has a couple insiders. I even commented. I left a tweet under one of those posts. I'm a troll, so if you see my tweet, it probably got 100 something. It got 100 something likes by now. But yeah, continue the video. Y'all saw the clip, and he's basically alluding to the Batman 2 being canceled in a way. Now, I want to say most of us probably already saw the writing on the wall. Robert Pattinson, he's already signed up to do 1 or 2 extra films. The Batman 2 has seen numerous delays. I'm not even sure what the new slated time for it to come out is right now. I think, honestly, I'm going to talk about the good and the bad. The bad, let's start off first. The bad is we leave a universe that was kind of setting up itself to be something completely different and completely fresh than anything we have gotten in the superhero genre in a very long time. We got introduced to Robert Pattinson's Batman, a Batman who was heavily on the detective side, just starting out. And we see his universe being fleshed out with shows like The Penguin that are very grounded and very gritty. Everything's dark, and it was great storytelling from the Batman and the Penguin as well. So that's bad that we're missing out on a potential gold mine because Warner Brothers, again, are stupid, all right? I was very interested in the scene. I want to keep it a buck with y'all. I wasn't the biggest The Batman fan at first, all right? And even now, I know some people got it like high up there, one of the best comic book movies ever. I'm not one of those people, but I can appreciate what it did and how good of a movie it was. So in the Batman has a lot of people a lot of stories that can be told from just him himself. Watching how that universe was constructed, a lot of thoughts came into my head like, okay, I want to see what this universe's Joker looks like. I want to see how they make Batman's fantastical villains and play them down to be more grounded, kind of how they did with the Riddler. There were probably a lot more stories that could be told. Honestly, it's probably good that it's getting canceled. Let me tell you why. We all know the DCU starting up, ramping up officially this year. We're not going to count Creature Commandos, that was also overrated and trash. The DCU will be dropping their first movie, right? So with that, if the movie is successful, now if Superman bombs, the DCU isn't getting off the ground. All right, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't think Superman will bomb at all. I actually think it will do very, very well. The only thing that Superman has to worry about are the people, the Snyder fans, who are going to hate watch it and review bomb it before they even see the stupid movie. So that's the only thing that movie really has to worry about. But it also has to worry about being the first movie in the DCU to set an example. I say all that because, in a way, the DCU Batman depends on how the Superman does. Now let's say it does well. Having 2 versions of Batman is stupid, in my opinion. There's really no need for it. Now, for me, I thought about it. I was like, man, okay. At first I was like, having 2 different Batman wouldn't be so bad. But the problem you would come into is you would always have to, 1, explain that, hey, this Batman is Elseworld Batman. This Batman is really in the DCU continuity. which is already one of the major problems that DCU has right now with James Gunn, because he don't know what's canon and what's not. Another thing is you'd always have the constant depiction of which one is better. People gonna be saying that people want to be comparing the DCU Batman with Batfleck anyway, but then you'll have that being compared with Batfleck, and then that being compared with Robert Pattinson. Basically, what I'm trying to say is we don't want another version of the Snyderverse fans, where now all of a sudden we got heavy Matt Reeves fans that haven't existed at all, but they'll come out of the blue just like how Zack Snyder fans did, and where we always have this thing where, oh, it's not Matt Reeves' Batman, it's not Robert Pattinson. That's not really good, especially when you have a franchise that's already split, as I said, because of Zack Snyder and all his stupid fans as well. I don't know. And as far as interest, I'm gonna be honest with you, I am more interested in seeing what James Gunn does with his version of Batman than I am with Matt Reeves. For one, starting out Batman for Matt Reeves from year 2 wasn't the best idea in my opinion, because you're stuck in the situation now where several years has passed, and unless they do a time jump in the Elseworld DC storyline, it's not going to really make sense. Robert Pattinson is getting up there in age. He don't look like it, but he's getting up there. Are we going to expect Robert Pattinson to play a young or early Batman still? I don't think so. Then, on top of that, it's only so much you can do in the grounded universe. Yes, there's potential there, but you eventually hit a hard cap, a hard ceiling, and where you can go. On the other hand, DCU Batman, he'll be having his fantastical villains. He'll be having villains that really are supernatural. He'll be talking to and interacting with supernatural heroes, something that Matt Reeves' Batman won't be able to do. And the sad thing is, if we did get a Batman 2, the better the Batman 2 is, the more outrage you'll hear from people saying, yo, this should be the DCU Batman. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I was saying, maybe Matt Reeves' Batman should be the one for DCU. Like, again, this is James Gunn confusing and messing everything up. You just want to have the least amount of confusion possible, especially when you're starting out. Can you imagine if the MCU started out with 3 different Spider-Man? That's not how that worked. You got them all 1-1-1. You got Toby, that was done. You got Andrew with Sony, that was done. Then you got Tom Holland with the MCU. You can't say, oh, let me have the MCU Spider-Man and then let me have an Elseworld with Andrew Garfield. Now you could. Now you could, because we all know, and it's canon that the other 2 Spider-Men are variants. They're from a different universe. But you don't want to start like that. Those are my thoughts on the Batman 2 being canceled, or probably going to be canceled. Let me know what you think on it. Do you think the Batman should continue? Do you think we should just keep still with the DCU Batman? Or are you afraid of how the DCU Batman will be? Are you one of those people who are on the fence about James Gunn and how he handles his characters? I am on the fence with James Gunn as far as his writing. I feel like he makes a lot of too many jokes, but I do have faith in him as far as him being able to get the DCU on the right track. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Give me some video suggestions down below. This popped in my head. I saw something last night with this topic, so I was like, okay, let me come here and talk about it. But yeah, if you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, still like the video. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. I appreciate if you like my content. Share my content. Without further ado, I'm out. Peace. Great way to end it.